The price of a victory is sometimes not blood, but the very strength spent to buy it. Right now, a lion is charging into battle with the only creature on the savanna strong enough to kill it in return, a fully grown Cape buffalo. This is only the first battlefield of an afternoon that will change hands more times than anyone could ever predict. Wild Kingdom, a single scream ignites the most brutal battle. On this vast savanna, power does not belong to the strongest, but to whoever holds the right weapon at the right moment. Harsh sunlight stretches across every blade of dry grass, and the heat of midday is the one thing every creature, strong or weak, must endure alike. A herd of Cape buffalo moves slowly through the withered grass. The herd is a living wall, but one grown adult has fallen behind, far enough that the gap becomes an invitation. The lion sees it. It lowers its body behind the dry grass, not roaring, not rushing. The buffalo is not weak. One well-placed horn strike could end the hunter. But life and death belong to whoever strikes at the exact moment the other side cannot react. The lion bursts out of the grass like a living arrow. The buffalo spins in panic, its front hooves tearing up the dry earth. Its black horns sweeping through the air. The first collision throws up golden dust that blurs both bodies. The lion clamps onto the neck and shoulder, using its full weight to pull the buffalo off balance. But the buffalo does not go down right away. It wrenches hard, tosses its head, dragging the predator through the dry grass. This is no longer a hunt. This is a battle of life and death. The lion does not dare let go for even a second, because letting go now would mean putting itself within reach of the buffalo's horns and hooves. The struggle drags on in breathless silence. Then the horns weaken, the buffalo's four legs begin to shake, and when the dust settles, only one of them is still standing. The lion has won, but it does not stand like a king. It stands like someone who has just spent nearly all of its remaining strength to buy a few minutes of dominance. Its body trembles with every breath. This is not a victory. to strut through its kingdom with. This is a victory that leaves a crack, and it only takes one other creature to see that crack for it to turn into an invitation. On a high outcrop, a baboon stands watch, while the rest of its troop feeds behind it. It is not looking for a fight, only doing the job of keeping its troop alive. Its eyes settle on the lion, a creature with its head down too long, breathing too heavily, reacting too slowly. The baboon's jaw tightens. A scream tears through the air. It is not aimed at the lion. It is only a warning signal, meant for its own troop. But within seconds, that scream does something no claw ever could. It announces to the entire savanna that the king is running on empty. The lion keeps feeding, still with no idea that its weakest point has just been pulled out of the shadows. Nearly 2 kilometers away, a hungry pack of hyenas all prick up their ears at once. For them, another species' alarm call is not only a warning, it is the scent of opportunity. From the east, a laugh rings out, distant, then broken, then another, closer. The lion lifts its head, but it still does not understand the full scale of what is closing in. It still believes this afternoon belongs only to itself and its kill. From the west, the north, then the south, low dark shapes emerge, closing into an arc around the lion and the buffalo carcass. Every step the hyenas take is another cut narrowing the last open space. The dry grass bends under their synchronized movement. The lion roars, standing guard over its kill. Mane raised, body tense to look bigger and more dangerous. But this roar is no longer whole. There is a trace of breathlessness in it, a trace of a tremor that only those close enough can detect. This is no longer a king's meal. This is a siege. Not a single hyena charges in right away. That is not fear. It is discipline. They wait. They press, taking turns applying pressure to turn the lion's strength into a burden. The lion keeps turning its head, and every turn costs it another heavier breath. It is still dangerous, but no longer invincible. A young hyena breaks formation with a hasty step forward. It only takes half a step, like a test. The lion reacts almost on instinct, lunging toward it. The swipe tears through the dust. Fast enough to make the hyena flinch back, but not fast enough to land. Slower than usual by exactly 1 beat. Just 1 beat, but on the savanna, 1 beat can be the entire distance between power and collapse. The young hyena retreats, escaping the swipe by a hair, but it does not return in defeat. It returns with information. The whole pack has seen what it needed to see. The king still has fangs and claws, but the king is no longer whole. 1 small opening is enough to give everything away. The lion roars again, but the roar does not break the siege. It only makes the pack understand more clearly that the creature before them is hiding its own exhaustion. The circle tightens through dozens of small movements. The lion chose the right prey, but it cannot hide a body already spent nearly dry in the battle before this one. Meanwhile, the hyenas take turns closing in, taking turns resting, taking turns testing. One hyena lunges toward the edge of the kill. The lion lunges to block it. But the instant it leaves its central position, 2 others press in from the opposite side. It spins around. Dust swirls around its mane. Its teeth are bared, its eyes reddened with strain, but its body has begun to betray its own image of dominance. The first backward steps appear, very small, but the pack sees them. The entire circle advances a little more. The high-pitched laughter thickens, the footsteps grow more frantic, and the battlefield around the buffalo carcass begins to tip out of the lion's control. The pack does not need to kill it. They only need to make it understand that holding on to this kill could cost the last of the strength it needs to survive the night. The lion's earlier victory reveals its true shape, a trap. It beat the buffalo. But that victory left it without enough strength to beat the rest of the savanna. Now closing in after the baboon's scream, the circle tightens once again. One hyena darts in and pulls back. Another takes a test bite at the carcass. A third circles in close behind, forcing the lion to turn. Every direction is now a threat. Every passing second drains away what little energy remains. The lion surges forward in one last effort, roaring and charging, scattering the whole circle in an instant. But when the dust settles, the pack closes in again, patient as rising water around a cracking stone. The lion looks at its kill, then looks at the circle around it, then looks at the one path still open behind the dry grass. And finally, it steps back, one step, then another. It releases its kill, walks out of the circle, and accepts leaving behind something that, only hours earlier, it was certain no one could ever touch. The hyenas surge in, claiming the carcass amid laughter and chaotic tearing. The lion does not look back. Sometimes, survival matters more than holding on to a victory that costs too much. Collective discipline has beaten individual strength, but the winner of one round is not guaranteed the final outcome. In the bushes not far away, a pair of golden eyes opens in the shade. The leopard has been there since before the hyenas arrived, motionless, like part of the ground itself. It has none of the lion's strength, none of the hyenas' numbers, but it has something both sides have just lost: patience. While the hyenas fight over the biggest share of the carcass, one piece of meat gets dragged off to the edge of the grass. Not big enough for the whole pack to guard, but big enough to feed a creature that knows how to wait. The leopard lowers its body, gliding step by step through the dry grass. It does not lunge. It does not pounce. It does. It does. It does. It simply moves into the exact gap the chaos has just created. One hyena lifts its head for a moment, but is instantly pulled back by the squabbling behind it. That one moment is all it takes. The leopard closes in, seizes the forgotten piece cleanly, then turns and vanishes into the tall grass like a shadow. The moment it retreats, a vulture's shadow glides low overhead. For a few seconds, it seems everything is about to be exposed. But the hyenas are still too busy tearing at their meal. The leopard keeps slipping deeper into the grass, safe, silent, and nearly invisible. It has not stolen the victory. It has only taken the part the winners forgot. The lion won through strength, but could not keep its kill. The hyenas won through numbers, but could not control the entire outcome. The leopard defeated no one in direct confrontation, yet it still leaves the battlefield with a reward in its mouth. Power is not a fixed throne. It is a current that flows from the strong to the many, and from the many to the patient. As the sun tilts toward the horizon, the nearby herd of antelope finally begins to relax. They do not know exactly what happened beyond the distant grass, but for them, one danger signal is enough to survive on. On the high outcrop, the baboon still stands in its familiar spot. It has no idea that its own scream exposed the lion's exhaustion. Led the hyenas to the kill and opened the opportunity for the leopard. For it, all of this was simply a routine duty. Spot danger. Sound the alarm. Protect the troop. But that alone set an entire chain of power into motion. Not far away, the lion makes its way to a sparse patch of shade. It lies down slowly, with no kill, no roar of victory, only heavy breathing and eyes fixed toward the carcass it has lost. It could go back, but its body knows the price all too well. So it chooses to stay still, not out of weakness, but because even a ruler must know when to conserve its strength in order to keep living. Farther away, a herd of elephants moves slowly toward the water, knowing nothing of the battle that has just taken place. To the ecosystem, every victory is only a small beat. One death feeds many lives. One victory creates an opportunity for a third party. On the patch of ground where the buffalo carcass once lay under the lion's control, the order has changed completely. The hyenas tear away the largest share. The vultures wait for what is left. Insects begin arriving from beneath the hot ground, and every trace of the battle is slowly erased by dust. hooves, and the fading light. There is no longer any image of a single hunt. No clear line remains between winner and loser. Only one vast table remains. Nature's table, where every species takes the share it is capable of claiming. Even within the victory of the collective, smaller battles continue to unfold. The lion is strongest in ambush. The hyena is strongest in a collective war of attrition. The leopard is strongest when everyone else is too loud to notice. The baboon is strongest when it can redirect an entire stretch of land without ever having to fight. As the day's last light spreads orange across the grassland, 4 stories that seemed separate suddenly fold into a single picture. The lion survived its battle with the buffalo, but lost its kill because of the very price of that victory. The hyenas claimed the carcass through collective discipline, but could not hold on to the entire reward because they were too absorbed in the chaos. The leopard left with a smaller share, but safer, cleaner, and without paying the price of a single wound. As for the baboon, the one that seemed to stand outside all of it, it was the very spark that set the entire chain of events ablaze. Three transfers of power in a single afternoon. 1 carcass, 4 strategies, and not a single species truly saw the whole story. The crown of the savanna belongs to no one forever. It is only ever lent to whoever is wise enough to recognize their own moment. Tomorrow, the sun will rise again. Another herd of buffalo will move through the dry grass. Another scream may ring out from the outcrop, and somewhere in the bushes, another pair of silent eyes may already be waiting for the whole world to make its noise before it makes its move. But if you were the 5th creature standing on the savanna that afternoon, seeing every piece that no other species saw in full, who would you call the true winner? The lion brought down the buffalo. The hyena seized the kill. The leopard slipped away safely with its own share. Or was it the baboon, the one that never entered the fight at all? yet set the entire wild kingdom in motion with a single scream? Let me know in the comments.